Alright, welcome back to another video. Today we got NFL reactions week number 4. Yes, we are now at week 4 NFL recaps now. Again, you know the drill already. I only talk about Sunday football, so I don't talk about the Dolphins and I don't talk about the Monday night games or the Thursday night games because they're gonna be their own separate video. But we got um but we got some NFL talk we gotta go through because we got a pretty interesting week. Not gonna lie, this is pretty interesting. Alright, let's go hop into the video. Well, we got the Vikings losing to the Steelers 21-24, and the Steelers dominated basically. Aaron Rodgers went for 200 yards and a touchdown. Carson Wentz, it's not the greatest. 250 yards is good, and all two touchdowns was pretty good, but 2 picks. But the Steelers were trying to lose this game. The Vikings tried to make a comeback. I don't know what's with the Vikings this year. They're only playing elite in the fourth quarter. Other than that, they suck. But yeah, that's what you get. So the Vikings might be frauds, because they can only beat very bad teams like the Bengals, but they can't beat the good teams in the Steelers. Then we got the Falcons and Commandos. The Commandos fell short versus the Falcons. Michael Penix Jr. went for 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. He finally came back. And Drake London, I've been waiting for you all year to show up, and he did. He helped me, my fantasy team, which we're currently winning. Kind of annoying that the Packers defense managed to give up -5 points. We'll talk about that later. Anyways, then Marcus Mariota, yeah, he's bad. He's bad, but he's not the greatest at all. But 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Serious? And then Deebo Samuel Sr., 72 yards and a touchdown. That was pretty good. But yeah, this was kind of like a blowout. And then the Commandos tried to come back, but they fell short. But yeah, the Falcons, they beat the Commandos. And then we got, I don't want to say upset of the year, because it's not the upset of the year. That was the Saints, that was the Browns and Packers. But still, I think this is second upset of the year. The Giants beat the LA Chargers 21-18. Interesting. So, Jackson Dart with 111 yards, a touchdown. Justin Herbert had himself a shitty game. 2 picks. Man's fucking overrated as hell. I told y'all. I know when I had the Chargers at number 3 in my power rankings, number 4, number 3, number 4. I wasn't Justin Herbert was carried. Quentin Johnson. He has good games. Amari Hampton. He went off today. Keenan Allen. Still very good, and he's an unk. Lan McConkey, you guys did shit this year. Malik Neighbors got out, but Cam Scatterbo with 25 carries for 79 yards. Interesting. But yeah, MetLife Turf really destroyed Malik Neighbors' season. He's out for the rest of the year, which sucks. That actually sucks. But Jackson Dart, though, he's the next franchise quarterback. Then we got the Texans and Titans, bro. Okay, so I was yapping how in week 4 something. No, I was yapping how Mike McDaniel might be the first coach to get fired this year. I don't think I'm shocked that Brian Callahan still has a job. That's my thing. How the fuck did he get shut out by an 0-3 Houston team who doesn't even have an offensive line? I'm pretty sure I saw a clip of C.J. Stroud getting sacked in 0.5 seconds. You still get shut out. Now, Cam Ward, I get it. He has, no weapons, but he still looked pretty bad. 10 completions for 26, 108 yards and a pick. Supposed performance from Cam Ward. I noticed that Will Levis had a better performance than Campbell. Now, the Titans are a little bit more broken than last year, I can say that. But I'm just saying the Titans might be fucked. I think it's Brian Callahan though. He needs to leave, bro. But yeah, this was a defensive battle. This was going to be a shitty game. But then Houston blew them out 26-0. This was, again, boring as shit. So, yeah, but I don't know who the Titans face. Will it show me? Yeah, well. So if they somehow lose very badly to the Arizona Cardinals, I can legitimately see Brian Callahan get the boot. It's legitimately like the coaching job, like the two coaches that's going to get fired very soon is McDaniel and Callahan. McDaniel might get fired even tomorrow if how bad we play versus the Jets, but I highly doubt it. We're probably going to play good. If the defense plays like shit, then, well, I feel like Anthony Reid was bad. But we'll not talk about the Dolphins. This is not a Dolphins video. This is an NFL video. Throughout the league. Alright, the Philadelphia Eagles faced on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they beat the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, though, MVP, bro. Bucky Irving went off. Baker had himself a very, very good game. He had a pick, though. That wasn't like good, but and 22 for 40 is not good, but 289 yards. And Emeka Buka is very good too. He's a very good wide receiver. Chris Godwin, he's back. Finally, he's finally back. And then the Eagles, that pass defense. Well, not the pass defense. No, that passing offense is so pathetic. Like the Eagles look legit like a pathetic team, a pathetic 4-0 team. I think legitimately, actually, both 4-0 teams, the Bills and the Eagles, and fraudulent as hell. Like, Saquon, what's happening with you, buddy? Why are you not performing the greatest? Not gonna lie, that was it. Like, it's not very good. So, yeah. But the Buccaneers almost made a comeback, but they fell short again. Then we got the Patriots and Panthers, and okay, the Panthers. Honestly, I don't know what to say about this team. The Panthers, they performed so good versus the Falcons, and then they performed like shit versus the Patriots. I don't know, man. I don't want to say blow up the Panthers franchise because they're still rebuilding. But Drake May still ass. Stephon Diggs is finally having himself a game, I guess. Here's the thing with the Patriots, though, okay? Like, I think they can only beat the bad teams. Okay? Like, this is the only actual win the Patriots got this year. They lost to the Raiders. They got a very lucky win versus the Dolphins, and then they lost to the Steelers. The Patriots finally got themselves an actual win, I guess. And, of course, it was to the Carolina Panthers, who are pretty ass. So, if I have to admit that. So, yeah. Panthers, I don't know. Hopefully I think you guys face us next week. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're going to destroy you. So, enjoy, I guess. Not really. Enjoy that one win versus the Falcons. Okay. One thing. Josh Turnover Allen is back. Yep. Oh, I feel so good to say that. Josh Turnover Allen is back. Due for one interception. Somehow the Bills won. It was a wig though. I think it was like Chris Olave or something. He got that touchdown. He got the touchdown. But instead, they ruled it as an incompletion, which made the Saints kick a field goal. They probably had, like, no hope left, so they're like, whatever. Because at one point, the Saints were going to lead. But, of course, the NFL had to rig it because they love the Buffalo Bills. Like, Josh Allen's getting the Patrick Mahomes treatment. Like, what the fuck? James Cook is the best player on the Bills. I can easily say that. James Cook carries the Bills. Again, sucks that he has that contract for, like, 4 years. So I have to deal with him for no fucking 4 years. That sucks. I was hoping he gets traded. Alright, now we got the Lions and Browns. And out of all those trap games, because there were 3 trap games, we got one actual upset with the Giants and Chargers. A close game between the Bills and the Saints. And then we got an ultimate blowout with the Browns and Lions. Honestly, I think it's time to bring one of the rookies out. Dylan Gabriel or Shadow Sandals. Because yeah, none of these. Yeah, the Browns are just fucked overall. The Lions, though, Jameer Gibbs had himself a good game. David Montgomery had himself a little bit of a down game, but it's not a big deal. Armand Wall, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, and Sam Laporta had good games. And Jared Goff, he had a pick, but not a big deal. It wasn't that bad. Oh, look at that. The Jaguars, they beat the San Francisco 49ers, so Brock Purdy, a potential overrated system quarterback. Because when I predicted the Jaguars to beat the 49ers, I didn't know Brock Purdy was starting. They haven't announced that yet. Here's the thing, though. I think the sole reason why the 49ers lost this game is because Nick Bosa's out for the rest of the season. So, it's either that or Brock Purdy's actually overrated and he's just a system quarterback. I feel like it's just both, I guess. Brock Purdy also threw 2 interceptions, but 2 touchdowns. He had 300 yards, so I can't be mad about that. Trevor Lawrence had himself a fine game, I guess. Christian McCaffrey's the sole MVP of the 49ers. He had himself a good game. Ricky Peel saw himself a pretty good game, too. Travis Etienne, what the hell? Since when did he got this good? Brian Thomas Jr. is finally doing something. And then Travis Hunter is doing something in receiving, too, so that's pretty good. Alright, we got the Colts versus the Rams, and Daniel Jones got exposed. So, looks like the Colts are going to be the team that can't beat good teams, it looks like. Because they played it close, though, not going to lie. They played it close. Matthew Stafford had himself a good game. He's not done. Puka Nacua had himself a good game. Devontae Adams, it's not washed either. Two Adwell had himself an 88-yard touchdown. What the hell? Kyren Williams had himself a good game. With the Indianapolis Colts, Daniel Jones again got exposed. They got fully exposed by 2 picks. That was pretty bad. Jonathan Taylor, 76 yards. That's pretty good. Adonai Mitchell could have had a touchdown, but he didn't. Michael Pittman had himself a pretty good game. And overall, yeah, the Tyler Bowen also had himself a good game too. So yeah, the Colts got exposed, but the Rams, they won the game. So yeah. Then we got the Raiders and Bears, and Geno Smith is bad. Actually, Geno Smith is bad. 3 interceptions. Caleb Williams had himself a fine game, but Geno Smith. Ashton Jeanty finally had himself a breakout game. He had 17. Yeah, he had almost 150 yards in total with 3 touchdowns. Holy shit! Raheem Mostert, he played good too for the last couple of quarters. Brock Bowers was the leading receiver somehow. Jacoby Myers, and the reason why I say somehow Brock Bowers because I thought Ashton Jeanty had a little bit more because just looking how good Ashton Jeanty was. Then Geno Smith though, he's not good. 3 picks. Raiders are 1-3. The Bears are 2-2. And I think the Bears won from a blocked field goal too. If they made it, they would have lost. Alright, now we got the Chiefs and Ravens, and the Chiefs just blew out the Ravens. I think I made a video on that. But goddamn, the Ravens absolutely got destroyed by the Chiefs. How? How the fuck do you get blown out by the Chiefs? This is the first time the Chiefs scored more than 30 points since 2023 when they beat the Chicago Bears. And Ravens might be cooked because they probably lost Lamar Jackson for a couple of weeks, unless he was faking an injury. Because those rumors, he faked an injury, faked a hamstring injury, so he doesn't see his team get blown out, or he's actually suffering a hamstring. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out later. Patrick Mahomes missed Xavier Worthy duty. Xavier Worthy had a good game. Patrick Mahomes had 4 touchdowns. Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Isaiah Pacheco, Tyquan Thornton, Had all good games. Travis Kelsey, he's washed still. Kareem Hunt, Xavier Worthy, Isaiah Pacheco, like all of them went off today. Went off yesterday. Like damn, the Chiefs, they're going crazy. Patrick Mahomes is back. Prime Mahomes is back, and the Chiefs are officially back. They're back with that Dynasty 1. Alright, and now our final game. What the hell was this? Okay. This game overall was so entertaining. But I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed how the NFL do the overtime rules. I know a few weeks ago it was happening how, oh yeah, NFL is far better than college football. One thing that the college football does better than the NFL is overtime rules. Because I absolutely hate the overtime rules in the NFL. They just make it a tie. Like, I stayed up to like 12-ish watching this game. And this was just, like, again, it wasn't bad, but I was so hyped. I was so hyped in this overtime. But instead, we got this fucking tie. And I just want to say this. How the fuck does the Packers give up 40 points? They have the best defense in the NFL, and yet you still manage to give up 40 points? So, is the Cowboys' offense is that good? George Pickens had himself a breakout game. Dak Prescott, 319 yards. Javonte Williams, great game. Jalen Turbo had a good game. And then the Packers, Jordan Love, 337 yards. Josh Jacobs, 2 touchdowns, 86 yards. Romeo Doubs, 3 touchdowns. Damn, bro's going off. I'm just saying, Michael Parsons, I think he had a sack. Yeah, Michael Parsons had a sack for his revenge game. Honestly, yeah, disappointing from the Packers defense. I was expecting better, but I guess the Cowboys have a good offense. But this game, it wasn't disappointing. It wasn't. The only part that was disappointing was the overtime, because at 0.0 seconds of the game, I was disappointed, because they ended in a fucking tie. This game had so much potential. Okay? Like, if they did the same as college football rules, this would have been, peak. But instead, the NFL is disappointing, and they make it as a tie. And this is actually a fun fact. This is the first tie since 2022 versus the Commanders and Giants. That was the last time we saw a tie. Still, I think this was disappointing. But the game overall, again, was not disappointing. I think this was a very entertaining game. Again, I just want to say the overtime was just disappointing. If the Cowboys did not got that 2 points from the extra point, then the Packers would have won 40-38. But actually, maybe not, because it would have been. I think it would have been what was the final score? 37-37. So it would have been 35-37. Still would have been a good game. This was overall a good Sunday night football game. Sunday night football game is pretty good. But yeah, tie. A fucking tie. I still thought that was a little disappointing. But again, I gotta stop complaining. It was a good game. So yeah, this will wrap up our video. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.